Promise we'll harvest your blubber.
Jesus Christ.
Deep. Homelander.
Hey,
Hey.
what happened?
They killed her. They killed her, man.
What?
I just was trying to help out, you know? I got some intel and the bullet just trying to cut him off. And fuck, I just ran right into her. I'm so sorry. I was just like, I tried to stop him. I tried to cut him off.
Okay, hey. So you're saying there's people with the terrorists? Look at me. You're saying they're not alone?
I think so.
All right, did you get a good look at them, or?
Not really. I was too busy worrying about Lucy.
Right, Lucy.
But I think they went off in the storm drains. Can't be too far.
Who invited you exactly?
Starlight, listen, what I did was unforgivable. I'm going to do everything in my power to renew my light. Not just for you, but for all the female people that I've offended.
Renew your light? Did you join the Church of the Collective?
Maybe.
You're an idiot.
Hey, easy on the religious persecution, okay, new girl? Starlight. Maybe one day you can welcome me back into the Seven. I know my road is long and hard.
Are you serious? There is no way you're coming back.
There's no need for language.
All right, enough. We do not have time for this.
Look, I am with you, sister, but first we have to go get the terrorist, okay?
Where you going?
Going to make a contact.
Who?
Someone who can help us find this suit terrorist.
Who is the contact? What is their actual name?
You'll love it.
No, I won't. I won't love it. I never love it.
Noted.
Not a word from him. He left us for dead, and now it's like nothing happened?
Welcome back, everyone. It's Charlie. Big surprise, they dropped a new trailer for The Boys Season 2, Episode 1. There's a couple big clips here, so we'll break it down. There's a bunch of Easter eggs, so if you're new to the channel, I'll be doing videos for all the episodes this season. It's actually going to be dropping September 4th, so be sure to subscribe to get everything. I'll do a special giveaway for The Boys episodes, too. But just starting at the beginning here, you probably recognize this scene. This picks up right after the Deep's whale has been eviscerated by Butcher and the boys, and Homelander shows up with the rest of the Seven in Stormfront looking for them. Because this is after that big news broadcast, and Homelander really wants to get Butcher. Stormfront shows up with them here too, so this must be after she's formally joined the team. I love the fact that the Deep names the whale Lucy, and Homelander is just like, whatever, I can't even believe this. Like, he's just trying to deal with the Deep, and he doesn't really care about what's going on with the whale. He just wants to get to the boys. They have this funny awkward moment where he goes in for the hug, completely throwing off Homelander, like, what the hell, dude, don't touch me, like he's kind of disgusted at the display of emotion on the Deep. The rest of the Seven are all reacting to the whale, like, oh, we can't believe this is kind of terrible, like A-Train can't believe it. Even Black Noir touches his chest there, like he's super sensitive, like he's all sad, oh no, this is so terrible. Like he's mourning the whale, like he's a totally nice dude or an animal lover underneath that costume when he's not busy slicing people up and ripping people's heads off. If you've read the Boys comic too, Black Noir is way worse, but I think we're all kind of expecting them to change his character a little bit from the comics. Please be careful about posting Black Noir spoilers in the comments because there are a couple big twists with his character in the comics that they haven't revealed in the TV show yet. I'll talk more about Black Noir during the Season 2 episode videos because there is a lot more of him running around doing really cool stuff during the Season 2 episodes. But then Starlight figures out that they're actually after Huey and the boys, like she steps in like, wait a minute, what's going on here? So she's trying to run interference because she's fully Team Boys during Season 2, but she's also still a part of the Seven. This is all probably before that scene of Homelander ordering her to kill Huey in the storm drains, like, put your hands in the air like you just don't care from that last big trailer. And she has to find a way to help Huey escape and make it seem like he's doing it on his own so that Homelander doesn't suspect her. The way that Starlight is talking to the Deep, too, makes it sound like he isn't back on the Seven yet, like they've still exiled him or they replaced him with Stormfront. I really think that Stormfront, though, is meant to be a replacement for Translucent on the Seven because they haven't replaced him during Season 1. It gets even more awkward and funny when he starts apologizing to her again for what he did during Season 1 and starts quoting her, talking about this church scripture, I'm going to do everything in my power to renew my light. And she's just like, yeah, get on with it, whatever. All she cares about is helping the boys escape from Homelander and the Seven, and she just can't stand what's going on with the Deep here. Then Stormfront steps in and starts making fun of the Deep for being even douchier, like, what's your damage, dude? Did you just join a cult or something? You're an idiot. So it seems like the Deep just cannot catch a break at all. It'll probably be like this for a while during season 2. I know a lot of you have been asking, will the Deep turn on the Seven and start helping the boys too, just like Starlight? It's always possible that that happens, because there's the other scene with him in a dive bar with A-Train looking like they're both just these two outsiders from the Seven. Like the other Seven don't care about them. Homelander doesn't want to have anything to do with them. Then Homelander flips just a little bit again when Stormfront stops him from talking to Starlight to move things along, like she's stepping in trying to help things along herself. He just seems kind of pissed. So this is probably before they have their big standoff in that other trailer scene where they get super freaky and he starts lasering her chest up. I talked a little bit about that during my last big trailer video, about the weird sexual energy between the two of them and what their dynamic is like when she first shows up and how that changes over the course of season 2. The showrunner kind of already explained what's going on with Stormfront and Homelander. Homelander can't stand her when she first shows up, but then as she says during the trailer footage, I'm actually trying to help. And he's like, oh really? How are you trying to help? Then she kind of explains what her grand plan is and eventually wins him over. Like, oh, okay, I see what you're doing here. I enjoy this. Let's get busy. So she's kind of replacing a lot of the energy that Stillwell had with him during season 1, but she's not a figure of authority. So it's just going to change the dynamic within the Seven and kind of shake him up a little bit. If we're going by comic book power levels, she'd be more powerful than Queen Maeve, so they have this really crazy, toxic relationship during season 2 that's going to be a lot of fun to just see spiral out of control. But then the other part of this clip here is Butcher recently coming back to the boys and them being in the middle of a standoff as to what they do next now that they're all wanted by federal authorities and the whole country is after them, including Homelander and the Seven. It's open season on the boys at the beginning of season 2. Based on what they're saying, Vought has cooked up a cover story completely blaming Butcher for Stillwell's death at the end of season 1 instead of Homelander. As Butcher says, she was already dead when I blew her up, because Homelander lasered her pretty good after finding out she lied to him and covered up the existence of his Superboy love child with Butcher's wife. The whole reason that Stillwell, Vought, Vogelbaum, Giancarlo Esposito's character did that, covered up the existence of the child, was to 1, try and do some damage control for the future and hope that the kid wouldn't turn out as much of a psychopath as Homelander when he grew up. But then 2, the more corporate side of Vought, represented by Giancarlo Esposito and Stillwell, wanted to ensure that Homelander, as the lead of their brand, towed the company line. So in order to keep him as under control as they could hope to, anytime there's a situation or something that comes up that could potentially distract Homelander from doing what Vought wants him to do, they get rid of the problem, or they hide it. The other part of this boys scene here too is the boys questioning Butcher about where he's been since the end of season 1. Remember, I said that they actually made a short movie for the boys that they're going to drop right after the season 2 finale that'll explain what he was doing in that big time gap. But Huey's also asking him who he's going to meet to decide what to do next. And he's kind of taunting Huey like there's no way you'd ever be able to lead the boys yourself. The person that they're going to see might wind up being the Legend from the comics. He's actually this information broker who just knows everything about superheroes. He's kind of meant to be a parody of Stan Lee. Some people think he's a parody of Jack Kirby, but I still think it's Stan Lee. He's been around for forever and just knows everything about superheroes' secrets, their weaknesses, their whereabouts, so Butcher in the comics uses him all the time to get info on how to take down superheroes when he goes out on missions. Also, Carl Urban was talking about Butcher during season 2 and talking about some comic book concepts. The whole idea is that Butcher is trying to do good things, trying to get rid of these bad superheroes, but he does things that are just as bad as them, so he's really no better than the superheroes he's trying to take down. So they raise this big question, like he's trying to get his wife back and rescue her from the clutches of Vought and find out what's going on with this Superboy child. But what will his wife think of when she finds out all the terrible things that he's done in order to do that? Butcher just continues to get more and more WTF and depraved as the story goes on, so it's almost like he's becoming just as bad as Homelander. But it's only going to get more crazy and messed up from here. I cannot wait to see all the terrible, terrible things that they do during season 2. It's a nice palate cleanser after getting all the Avengers Endgame, the Marvel, the big DC stuff. But just a reminder that the season is premiering September 4th. It'll be the first 3 episodes dropping, so I'll do a video for that, and then the rest of the episodes will air weekly. So I will be doing weekly episode videos for most of the season. And right after that happens, like Giancarlo Esposito, a villain during The Boys Season 2, we're getting The Mandalorian Season 2. We should get a trailer for that pretty soon as well. So as long as you have alerts enabled for my channel, you should see all those videos when I post them. But leave all your video requests for The Boys or DC or Marvel videos in the comments below too. While you wait for everything, click here for that last big Boys Season 2 trailer, and click here for that brand new Wonder Woman 1984 trailer video. Thank you so much for watching. Everyone stay safe. I'll see you guys tonight.